This video is going to demonstrate question 2 of the assignment. The upgrading of Windows 7 2012 to Windows 7 2016. Basically, let's update on Windows 7. On the top panel, security system is security. Then click on this update. Check for updates. Now let's check the hardware requirement for the simulator. Then this is space should be at least 13. Now 16 एक ग्रीन है एक लाल है फॉल्स हो जाए तो दिखाओगे मुझे इसके कारण वो जैसे बड़े नीला चीज अभी जो ना ये सारों में नीला इसमें नॉर्मल पीसी नॉर्मल पीसी में नेट नहीं यूज करो तो नीला अगर चले पूरा मांगो नेट यूज करो नेट एडिक्ट नेट ला पूरा तो बेचने में जब मांगो बेचने में जाए तो नेट पे नहीं चली तो बॉक्स में बनाना little book. एक में फॉर ये इसके लिए जैसे हम एक book के बंदर को बना है तो ना उसकी ये नहीं होगी कोई इंपोर्ट करेंगे तो उसमें वो दोनों चीज़ नहीं एक में तो ठीक है और दूसरा दोनों चीज़ में है और उसके ग्रुप में ये ना सिग्नेचर का चीज़ है चल ये भी चीज़ में इंपोर्ट करेंगे aku नहीं कराया मैं मेरे पास तो फिर उसका मास्टर्स को तो ये होते ही कर रहे वो भी सोल्यूशन एक सोल्यूशन चाहे अपन अगर इसका कैलकुलेट चलाया तो virtual machine से तो अपन पीसी के कन्वर्ट करो नेट तो ना पूरा नहीं एक और लगा मुझे था कि virtual machine के भीतर है इसमें तो ऑलरेडी नेट में बना के इसमें फायदा है तो उसकी भी वही चीज you can see the save is ready to install. Let's see the save is ready to install. Click on install. Your PC will restart several times. This might take a while. So let's wait. The administrator user passcode must be changed before signing in. Press OK. Okay. Credential for administrator or hit escape to cancel escape the password. After entering the this account cannot be changed at the time. Okay. Entering the password, it's now the system will restart again. We have successfully updated the 2012 Seva to 2016 Seva. Now let's move on to part 2, where we are going to create group policies in the student OU.
Open group policy management console. Press Windows R, then type G, gpmc.msc, then enter gpmc.msc. We have to install the group policy management console. Click on add roles and features. Next, next, next. Let's skip the server roles. In features, let's look for management. Check the group policy management. Next, confirm, install. You can see the installation has succeeded. It's closed. Now Windows R again. gpmc. Let's expand the domain and create a new GPU. Toda. Let's edit and configure the group policies. Right click on the student OU, edit, then computer configuration, then policies, then Windows settings, sorry, settings, then security settings, then account policies, then password policy. Let's double click on minimum password length and increase it to 12 characters. Press OK. Now let's configure the account lookout policy. Double click on account lookout threshold and increase it to 3 attempts. Okay. Duration to 30 minutes. Okay. And double click on account lookout duration It's already on 30 minutes. Press OK. And now double click on account, reset account lookout. Count after. It's already on 30 minutes. So press OK again. Now let's move on to restrict software installation. Click on user configuration, then policies, then administrative templates, then Windows component, then navigate to Windows installer. Windows installer. Prevent removable media source for any installation. This policy if a user tries to install a program from removable media such as floppy disk, etc., it will give a message stating that the feature cannot be found. Let's enable this. And press OK. This policy. Now let's configure the prevent of changing desktop background. Let's go back to user. User configurations, policies, administrative templates, control panel, personalization. Let's enable prevent changing background. Prevent changing color. Yeah, prevent changing desktop background. Enable. Press OK. Now let's prohibit access to control panel. Go back to control panel, prohibit access to control panel and PC setting. Double click, enable, OK. Now let's set the interactive logon message. Let's go back, computer configurations, policies, Windows setting, security setting, local policies, security options, and double click on interactive logon. Interactive logon. Double click on message title for users attempting to log on. Let's write the message. Welcome to with student ID is 150. Then click on OK. Now double click on the message text and write the message. After writing the logon message, click OK. Now let's back up the group policy created. Go back to the student view. Right click on the student view. Backup. Let's do the backup on the external USB. Press OK. Description is student view. Backup. Click on backup. As you can see, the OU backup succeeded. Press OK. Now let's go and check if the backup file has been created. Let's open and I think this is yes. The backup file has been created in the USB. Now let's perform a full backup of Windows Server. We have to install the Windows Server backup feature. Let's go to the Server Manager, add roles and features. Next. 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 The features, let's look for Windows Server Backup. Windows Server Backup. Let's check the Windows. Then next, install. The installation has been successful. Let's open the Windows Server from Tools. Windows Server Backup. Double click on local backup. Then you can set a backup schedule or backup once. Let's initialize backup once. Select different options. Next, select full saver backup. Right, it will take 11.98 GB. Next, specific destination. Let's keep the destination as local drives. DVD drive D. Next, as you can see, bare metal recovery, local disk system, everything is covered. Click on backup. You can see we have a gigabit of free space. The file system not suitable of strong backup is ready for much interesting. Let's start again. Let's choose remote shared folder now. And let's inherit this option, makes backup accessible to everybody. Okay. Do not inherit. For the location, let's save it in the USB. Copy the location of the USB. Paste it here. It's inside the VM. Next. As you can see, the backup has been completed. Close, successful. Now let's configure the DHCP failover service in standby mode. For configuring DHCP failover service in hot standby mode, two Windows servers are required. Both servers should have static IP address configured and DHCP roles installed. Through add roles and features wizard, check the DHCP Seva in Seva roles. Next, install. As you can see, both the servers have installed DHCP. Let's configure the DHCP on the primary server. We are already on the server manager. Click on tools, then select DHCP. Expand your server name and right click on IPv4. Click on new scope and create a scope with the desired range of IP address, subnet mask, and other settings. New scope widget will open. Click on next. Let's name it description DHCP backup server. Next, let's give a range of IP address 192.168.168.1.15. Next, add exclusive and delay. This is for IP address that you want to exclude. So we'll just press next. List duration. This specifies how long a client can use a IP address scope. Therefore, we can give, let's say, 20 days. Next. Yes, I want to configure these options now. Next. You can specify the routers, the default gateway to be distributed by the scope. Add the default gateway IP address. Next. 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 And finish. Now let's enable the DHCP failover configurations. Right click on the scope you created. Failover configurations. Click on failover configurations. In the failover configuration widget, ensure that the scope created is selected and click next. Now we are going to enter the IP address of the second DHCP server. Now let's create a new failover relationship. Mode selected to be hot standby. Next client sleep time 1 hour. Switch over interval. Sweet secret. Enter password and next. Then click finish. As you can see, the configuration is successful. Now let's configure the standby DHCP server. Tools, DHCP. As you can see, the scope from the primary server is visible here. This ensures that the standby server should now be ready to take over in case primary server fails. Now let's test the DHCP failure using a Windows client. Let's disconnect the primary server. And let's renew the IP address of the standby server.